you're not owing on it, that will be your security or collateral that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well hear this now, Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go, it come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on side. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Side, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Side, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. So we are live on Synergy Network viewers Monday to Friday. We encourage you to share our live stream, Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube at TT Real Talk. Now remember, we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you 4% on a fixed deposit. Remember that, viewers. Now I always love to stress on the 4%. What is 4% on your hard-earned interest on a fixed deposit, as we would say? Now, financial sectors in Trinidad and Tobago are offering you 2%, 2.5% on a fixed deposit. Now, using a ratio of $100,000 and 2.5%, it's $2,500 per year. But at Real Talk, we are offering you 4%. Now 4% with $100,000 ratio, it's $4,000. It's $1,500 more than you are getting at any financial institution. So you be the judge, viewers, and see where you are getting more. Moving along, remember my licensed money lender. Those of you who are looking for cash borrow, it's not a problem. As long as you have some form of security, collateral, house, land, gold, vehicle. Once you're not owing on it, we will do business with you. You want to do business with us? Not a problem. On screen is our office numbers, viewers. Our office open from Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Remember that Saturday is till 8:30 to 12. Both offices in South and Central. Remember that, viewers. So, Trinidad and Tobago. It's Thursday. The Thursday before Fantastic Friday. Now, police officers will be on the streets of Trinidad and Tobago. They will be monitoring the roads for drunk drivers. Careless driving. I want to say that early. I want to say that early to warn you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Now remember, there are demerit points. Sometimes if you appear before a magistrate as a drunk driver, they may suspend your license immediately according to the volume of alcohol you have in your body. So if you know you're driving, designate a driver. I am telling you that from now, Thursday night, it's Fantastic Friday, the another night, and then the Carnival weekend starts. So if you know you want to take your tequila, you know you want to you're drunk till you know yourself, that is up to you, but make sure you have a driver, because I will tell you something, when Carnival is finished, you will need your license to drive your vehicle, to go to work, to mind your family and yourself. Remember that, viewers. This is the best advice I could give you. So as we start our program tonight, TCL. The government has responded to plans by Trinidad Cement Limited to increase its cement price by increasing the amount of cement which could be imported into Trinidad and Tobago. The Trade and Industry Minister, or the Ministry, will meet with TCL at the earliest opportunity, and after this meeting, recommended further policies adjustment inclusive of a review of the common external tariff on cement, if necessary, in the national interest. The decision was taken as a result of the ministry monitoring of market conditions in the cement industry, and TCL's announced on Monday that it will increase the price of its Premium Plus and Eco Cement by 6.63% and 7.69% from February 19th. The ministry stated that this practice, or the price adjustment, is the fourth undertaken by TCL in the last 26 months. The other three cement price increase were 15.6% December 2021, 7% August 2022, and 5% March 2023. The ministry added that the government's decision was based on two considerations. Now, ability of affordable cement and viable of the local cement industry. A former deal with the cement foreman, a critical linkage between the manufacturing and construction sector. With respect to this, the ministry said cement is vital for the country's sustainable development. So Trinidad and Tobago, they're going to have some meetings, some talks. Let's just hope that even though TCL raised the price, they could probably adjust it a little downwards. So those in the lower class end that has plans on building a house, they could be able to reach at least somewhere. Because I mean, everything getting expensive in Trinidad, you know. Every single thing. Moving along, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that while he was unwilling to share his thoughts on the performance of Commissioner of Police Earl Haywood Christopher, his government will continue to support her as long as she leads the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Remember, this is a continuing story, yeah? This is a continuing story. Rowley stated that he did not have any interaction with the cop since he returned to TNT, but acknowledged that she has a difficult job. Now listen to this.
I haven't had any interaction with her, and most of my interaction with the Commissioner of Police is through the Minister, and I've been in touch with the Minister continuously. So I'm not ill-informed on anything that I should really be informed about. But I personally have not spoken to or been with Ms. Christopher, except to say that she's in a very difficult situation. She has a very difficult job, and even if, you know, things don't go as well as we would like on a particular day, that does not mean that we should throw the baby out with the bathwater or behave as though, you know, her efforts are to be ignored.
Now, viewers, earlier, as of last night, I would have told you, even though she's the police commissioner, you know who is more responsible? The administration. Remember I read that to you last night. Now listen this, listen this. By law, the mandatory retirement age for the first division officer is 60. 60 years old. Asked if Haywood Christopher contract would be extended again, Rowley said that was a Police Service Commission responsibility. Now listen to this.
The government expects that the Police Service Commission will we've had, you know, some kind of conversation, and the Police Service Commission would act at the appropriate time. If anything to be done, the Police Service Commission, we've put all that authority there. And it is the Police Service Commission that would trigger the process, invite applications, assess them, and when a vacancy arises, put that to the Parliament. So that process is what's there in front of us now. It has been an uphill battle, eh?
Now Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to some hard concrete facts now. When the selection process reached for they to select a commissioner of police, when Gary Griffith entered after his first tenure, remember the Police Service Commission supposed to select another commissioner of police. Now listen carefully, follow me closely. When the merit list went before the president to choose a commissioner of police between Gary and somebody else, who stepped in? I ain't hearing earlier. Who stepped in? The Prime Minister said, I was the one who went to the president concerning the merit list. Not to be struck down. All you come not trying to make all you forget to know what? Who had say? The Prime Minister. The Prime Minister. He said, I was the one who went. With that intervention now, it caused that merit list to be squashed. Gary wasn't selected. Who we put? Earl Haywood Christopher. Those who were there selected her. So now the question was asked if her contract is going to be renewed. What did he say? Police Service Commission is responsible for that. So if on the first election now, he went to the president and scrapped the first list, who you think is going to put Earl back? They use Earl upstairs. That is hard concrete. That is hard concrete for you now. So, responding to a question referencing a motion of no confidence brought by the opposition against National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines in 2023, Rowley contended that the opposition issue was over the personality of the office holder rather than work done. He admits that while a fresh face may offer some new perspective and insight in addressing challenges, inexperience could also affect the performance. Are we talking about Earl? What experience does Earl have in the crime fighting field? The Prime Minister said it. You see how his own tongue just come back and lash him? That's it. Allow me to read it again. However, the PM added that if he gave a portfolio tomorrow, the attack would be no different than on Mr. Hines. Listen to this now.
Maybe a fresh face might bring fresh insights to the portfolio.
Of course. It can also take away from the experience that is being put to bear, and it also might interfere with, there's a learning curve, and I guarantee you, if I give you that portfolio tomorrow, the attack on you will be no different to the one on Mr. Hines, because the whole idea is to attack the person and disregard the work that is being done. Right? You think the opposition has anything good to say about me? Have you ever seen it?
Oh, let's see how this man own tongue come back and lash him. So we put a commissioner of police without a crime fighting expertise background to fight crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Look good, yes? But nevertheless, while we're going along, viewers, I want to say a happy birthday to Jovel. Jovel is one of the Real Talk with Saieed Ali newsroom worker. So today is her birthday, and we wouldn't say how old she is, but nevertheless, I really want to know how old Jovel is, eh? Jovel is 30 years old today. So happy 30th birthday to Jovel. She works on Real Talk with Saieed Ali on our program in the night. Hard working and wonderful worker. So we want to wish her the best this year, next year, with health and strength in the following years. Also, while on that, we have some personal business. I'm looking for Samantha Khan. Samantha, you're not answering your phone. You're not contacting my office, my south office, my central office, trying to reach you. Do me a favor. Don't duck. Ducking is not good. Especially from a man like Saieed. Do not duck. So friends and family of Samantha Khan, tell her to contact me. Are you playing with that? So Samantha, ducking and hiding, it really is good. It really is good. So viewers, let me tell you something. In Trinidad and Tobago here, in Trinidad, we just want to do as we want. But I want to let you understand something. We, as our people, cannot do what we want. There are laws that govern Trinidad and Tobago. There are laws. And I just try to function under the laws that govern our country. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear Dr. Rowley rejects invitation to UNC Crime Talk. Wow. After this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carnival Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Remember, we are offering you 4% on fixed deposit. We are licensed money lenders. Invest with a company that is growing in Trinidad and Tobago. Invest with a company that is helping citizens of our country. That is what we are doing at Real Talk Group. So, as we start back tonight, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has rejected a recent invitation from opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar to attend a series of public meetings hosted by the UNC to discuss the ongoing crime spate in our country. Do you think I have time to papi show myself around the country? The PM responded when asked to reply to Persad-Bissessar's offer made at UNC meetings. He added that the opposition was expressing concerns about crime, but asked how they responded when he brought anti-crime proposal in the past. Listen to this.
You think I really have time to go and papi show myself around the country, the opposition leader? I mean, I have no problem if the opposition leader wants to meet with me, but this is just papi show going on here. And you may not agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just telling what I think. Right? Expressing concerns about the crime situation does not address the crime situation.
That is for you to do, in terms of policy, implement policy to help the crime situation.
And when I bring policy to meet them, what do they do with it? So why are you telling me about them over which I have no control? They chose to go down that road, going around the country now having crime talks. They're campaigning for the next election, in case you didn't know. That's what that is.
Now, viewers, the PM was told that the opposition supported 35 pieces of legislation, and what made him so sure that if he personally sat with them, they would not support special majority legislation. Dr. Rowley said he proposed a team, but the opposition said he must be present and part of the talks.
I have not said that. Too many people talking for me. If you're going to say what I say what I have said. I have said that the whole question of the government meeting with the opposition, I suggested in response to the idea when it came forward that we put two teams, a team from the government and a team from the opposition. And I proceeded to name the government team. This condition of that the Prime Minister has to be a part of the team, that is not my position. That is their condition.
Question if he was personally prepared to be part of the team. The PM replied by saying, at an appropriate time, maybe he would, but not now. Dr. Rowley also questioned, what is the story about if the Prime Minister is not part of the team? He doesn't care about criminal conduct and families who got killed. Listen to this.
Are you personally prepared to be part of the team? Yes or no?
At an appropriate time, maybe I would, but not now.
So you opened it.
I have never closed it. I have said that we have two teams, and the government team, right? Look at it this way. It's not the first time. It's not the first time that a government team in any parliament would meet on any issue with an opposition team. You put people out there. They engage the issue. They see what both sides are talking about or what both sides want. And then you make progress towards something which comes back to the leadership, which says, well, look, this is what is before us, this is what we stand, this is what they stand on. And then you progress it to a state. If in that situation they have to come back to the Prime Minister or to the leader, then what is wrong with that? What is the story about if the Prime Minister is not part of the team, he doesn't care about criminal and families who got killed? That is nonsense.
Now, I will tell you something. I will tell you something. Even though he's the Prime Minister and the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, we have a Minister of National Security. The Minister of National Security is the correct person to sit with the UNC team in having discussions about crime. The Prime Minister don't have to be there. He is not obligated to be there. I want you to understand that. The Minister of National Security is the correct person to sit with Kamala and her team in crime talks. And I will say this again, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago do not have to be there. Understand that. Now, as he responded to opposition concerns, the PM replied that he responded by waiting for them to name their team and told reporters to send some time asking the opposition why they are not naming their team. Listen to this now.
Look at the offense that they took by the fact that I said the Attorney General would convene and chair it. Oh no, they went at personal attacking the Attorney General. The Attorney General is one of the highest officers in the government. And if you have 8 people, he is the 9th one, he is the convener, he will bring them together and he will chair the meeting. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? And since you all spending so much time asking me why I'm not going, why are you not spending some time asking the opposition leader why they're not naming the team? You're all afraid of them? No, it's because I'm in front of you all the time and they're always in hiding.
Similar note, last time the
How
opposition
many
leader.
times have you stood in front of the opposition leader in a press conference? In the last 15 years. In the last 15 years. I'm in front of the press all the time, so you're asking me all about me and my thoughts, but I am only a part of the system.
Now Trinidad, opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar has hit back at Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley for saying the government is unable to operationalize and implement past legislation due to incompetent personnel at the highest level in the Ministry of National Security. Persad-Bissessar was responding to the Prime Minister's after he held a press conference concerning the matters of national security. She said Dr. Rowley failed to present an approach to deal with the violent crime crisis that has now overwhelmed the country. She went on further in questioning his support for Commissioner of Police Earl Haywood Christopher, saying his government also continued to support the Commissioner of Police who has not met any minimum standard of performance in any aspect of her performance. Well, now listen to this.
Say we get a political bonanza and that we are celebrating. What kind of sick people will think that anybody will celebrate a crime scourge in our country? How unreal are they and off the ground they are? So they want to blame you and say, we don't care about the crime, we're happy with the crime. I want to tell you tonight, I vex. I am blasted, vexed, and fed up of this wicked, incompetent government. We all and we speak out. So I remind you of that. Through our anti-crime talks, we have rejected and refuted this false statement that the UNC doesn't care about the crime. That is what they want to give to the population. That they are critical, we are critical of the government. We are supporters of criminals, murderers, the rapists, the gun and drug smuggling people. Indeed, they are emboldened by this PNM, not by the UNC. They are emboldened under the PNM because the PNM does nothing. They do not care.
Viewers. Persad-Bissessar added, right, that it is essential to know that the UNC have supported over 35 pieces of legislation in the last 9 years. She also invited the PM to meet her at an anti-crime town hall meeting, which she says are non-political. She also wants persons to ignore. She also wanted persons to ignore the allegation by the government that UNC does not care about crime. She said she is blasted vexed about it. Now, the opposition leader reiterated that UNC's desire to stand your ground law and also slammed the COP for only dealing with 100 of 25,000 firearm users license application. I don't think it easy. Imagine 25,000 application and only 100 individuals got license in the last 12 months. In the last 12 months. When you think about that, Trinidad and Tobago, is that fair enough? Is that fair enough? 1 out of 25,000 people, you know. 25,000 applicants, you know. And I am definitely sure that all these applicants would have met their criteria in order to apply for the firearm license. Don't you think so? You think I go for a driving test and I know how to drive? You think I go for a driving test and I know which side of the car to sit on? Come Trinidad and Tobago, let's get serious. Get serious. 25,000. This is madness. This is total madness. So we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, you're going to hear about the Prime Minister not playing mask and afraid of COVID. After this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Report Companies and Licensed Moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carnival Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
So trying to make a welcome back to Real Talk. Remember, we are licensed money lenders. We offer 4% on fixed deposit. We offer record service. We offer financing. Back to our program. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that he will not be playing mass this carnival to avoid contracting COVID-19 for the 5th time. The PM said, despite attending the P&M's all-inclusive fete on Monday night, he was mindful of mixing with large crowds as COVID infestation persists. Dr. Rowley said he will remain at a distance from crowd, joking that the coronavirus, like him, he has contracted this virus 4 times already. The PM added that with COVID-19 strain that are going around now, they're still keeping their fingers crossed that the symptoms are not very aggressive, but it is still around. Listen to it.
No, I'll be around a little bit, but I'm trying to be, COVID like me, right? so I'm serious. I've been to a couple of fetes, but I kind of like try to stay away as I'm able to. I enjoy the music, I enjoy the camaraderie and the friends, but I kind of stay away from the crowd. I was in the P&M Fete last night. I did not go into the crowd deliberately because I'd hate to find myself with another bout of COVID. But I'll be around for Carnival. I'm not playing mass. The COVID strains that are going around now, we're still keeping our fingers crossed that the strains are not, the symptoms are not very as aggressive the Delta and other ones, but it's still around there. And somebody, like me who, not in my youth and have had it as often as most people would have acknowledged. I think I'll just not mix too much in the crowd, but I'll be around.
Meanwhile, sources confirmed that at the Point Fortin Hospital, there was recently a truckload of oxygen tank, which was delivered together with beds and other medical supplies. During the height of COVID, sources stated that they have never seen the amount of oxygen tanks delivered there. There were over 60 Ministry of Health workers over there the last 3 days doing final checks. There have also been over 15 COVID patients being brought into the hospital. The Augustus Long Hospital is also being equipped as 3 times the amount of medical supplies are also being dropped off. So Trinidad and Tobago, what does this tell you? Now this is a source, don't call me and ask me, Saieed, who tell you that? I will ask you point blank if that is your business. Now Trinidad and Tobago, this has been circulating throughout social media. And based on information received, it is yet to be confirmed. But I am letting you all know that there is a flu going around. It is leaving your body weak. Very weak. In the month of December, listen what happened to me. In the month of December, I had a virus. During the daytime, you will be good. And as the cold weather, the cold climate approaches, your body will start to feel cold and tremble. I went by Dr. Rai, who is my doctor. He's also a member for parliament for the UNC. And he was saying this is something that is going around the country. Some are not sure of what it is, but this is going around the country. He recommended some medication I took. It did work. So I just want you all to be careful. Even the Prime Minister you just heard, he said that there is a strain. There is a strain. He's being very cautious. He don't want to get it for the 5th time. You understand? He hopes that it is not aggressive as before, but it is still around. So if anybody is working in the Augustus Long Hospital and the Point Fortin Hospital and you want to call in the program to confirm it, please do that. Caller, good night. Hello?
Yeah.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Live, right?
Yes.
I want to talk about property tax and also allege this country is bleeding with blood and nobody is doing nothing about it. Government is not doing nothing about it. There's not no criminal or nothing at all. What we want in this country is people to come out and protest now because this is over and above. Look, I see some property tax. People show me the amount of money they have to pay. Why the politicians don't pay? The politicians have to pay tax too. Them living in Trinidad, them living in outside country. It's Trinidad they live in. They live in Barbados or Jamaica or somewhere. They live in Trinidad. So they have to pay tax. They can't get away with that.
I understand.
And also, all them projects they're doing, accountability. The project on them.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, there is COVID according to the Prime Minister. He don't want to catch it. And we are advising you also, be very careful when you're going out. Because in the month of December, I experienced a virus. I was back and forth in Guyana in the month of December. Back and forth, back and forth. I am still back and forth to and from Guyana. We have business setting up there to be open shortly. We have Real Talk equipment rental. We have Real Talk finance and investment. We have Real Talk autos in Guyana. Importing and exporting vehicles also in Guyana. So our company is growing, viewers. And as I always tell people, you know, what's the growth of a company when you want to invest? Look at what the company is doing, and then you would know if that is a firm financial institution or it is just shaken in. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
As usual.
Thank you.
And to date, everything that is happening today in this country was said on your program by your callers and highlighted on your program.
Yes.
The Prime Minister the biggest gang in the country is in the police service. The police service is saturated with gangs. He know that, but that was said on your program long time ago. Your caller said that and keep highlighting it. Now he's blaming the police service, blaming everybody again, but he continue to the batch of recruit that they are going to recruit, 1,000 recruit. I want to see. Up to now, they recruit, I think 150 already from that 1,000. I didn't see the reflection of the national anthem in that they recruit and raise fine and equal place. We want to see that. Then we could say that because he continuing to saturate the police service, saturate the defense force, saturate the public service with who he want to put there. So how we going to fix the problem in the country? And you know what he's suggesting now? And he's proposing he wants to be able to select the deputy police commissioner and the commissioner of police. You tell me this man right in the head? Citizens of this country, wake up. We must get rid of this dictator that feel this country belongs to him. Mr. Said, you keep up the great work. God bless you and your staff.
Thank you, my friend. Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali have stated that the Dragon gas deal is not in danger because a decision by the U.S. government to reinstate some sanctions against Venezuela energy sector. The PM said, to those who would love to see the Dragon gas deal dead, TNT is alive and well and has a government that looks out for the interests of all the people of TNT, especially the children. Take a listen.
So we are not, and we have got that confirmation from this meeting in Washington, we are not directly affected by the 18th of April activity. And with respect to operation on the Dragon field, we have in place in our hand an exploration and production license for 30 years on that field. Those are the facts and the outcome of the work of the government of Trinidad and Tobago in a very, very difficult situation. So that's what it is. And I'm sorry to announce to those who would love to see the Dragon dead, Trinidad and Tobago is alive and well and has a government that looks out for the interests of all the people of Trinidad and Tobago, especially our children.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago. Last December, TNT secured a 30-year license to develop the Dragon field in Venezuela, territorial water. The US $1 billion deal was signed between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela in August 2018. But it was left in limbo after the US imposed sanctions on Venezuela in 2019. However, Energy Minister Stuart Young dismissed claims of Oropouche East MP Dr. Rudal Monilal that the government secretly formed a company to help it execute a 30-year license. Now, it has to explore and exploit the hydrocarbon resources of Venezuela Dragon's Field. Young also dismissed claims from opposition from Oropouche West MP Devendranath Tanku that he identified the cost of a pipeline from the Dragon Field to the Hibiscus platform in TNT waters, a US $100 million. That is the cost. Young added that Munilal's claim that a bonus of $65 million must be paid to Venezuela government before any hydrocarbon can export from Dragon Field is false. So viewers, there's a lot of back and forth in the Dragon Field gas. Recently, the US sanctioned some energy sectors in Venezuela. I think that happened about 2 weeks ago. Nevertheless, we are yet waiting to see what will take place. A lot of money have invested in that. And we just gotta wait. That is all. That is all. Now, Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, have assured that the government is taking swift and decisive steps to minimize costly negative impact of cybercrime and threats to cybersecurity. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, this is what we're going to be discussing after this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Real Talk viewers, now, according to the Minister of National Security, they are moving swiftly to try to fix this problem that we are having in Trinidad and Tobago, noting that cybersecurity threats were transnational and cross-border concerns. The ministry stated that they pose a serious challenges and a challenging issue to a country's peace, and it's threatening the social and economic well-being of its citizens. He acknowledged CARICOM impact and the EU's as key partners in the national security effort and thanked them for their collaboration with the ministry and the wider Caribbean region. The minister said He anticipated a positive outcome from the workshop as it was designed to make stakeholders more aware of cybercrime threats and more equipped to respond to those cybersecurity challenges as individuals, as professionals, as a region, and as an international community. Hines previously added that a $500,000 tax exemption for companies incorporating cybersecurity software into their security arrangement is now in force. He said the tax exemption was offered in the last budget statement and has been implemented in an effort to get ahead of cybersecurity threats. To remember that, viewers, $500,000 exempted for companies incorporating cybersecurity software into their security arrangement. So if you're bringing in softwares like that, you're getting a $500,000 tax break. I will just laugh tonight until further notice. Carney East MP Dr. Rashad Sicharan described hospital recent built by the government as white elephant. In his private motion in the House of Representatives, criticizing the running of the public healthcare service, Sicharan stated that the opposition leader Kamal Prasad Biswa's vision had been to build the state-of-the-art Kuva Hospital, which saved lives during the COVID-19 period, while other countries around the world use tents at their hospital. However, the MP added that the doctors needed support from the government because drug supplies, lab reagents, diagnostic equipment are all lacking. Listen to this.
It was my leader's vision to build the Hoover Hospital, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, that hospital was integral to saving thousands of lives during COVID-19. It was the proverbial Noah's Ark during the storm of COVID-19, Madam Speaker. A specialized state-of-the-art facility, and if it did not exist, Madam Speaker, we would have had to build it. Other countries around the world used tents as their hospitals, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the People's Partnership also invested in the San Fernando Teaching Hospital, and they turned the sod on the Arima and Point Fortin hospitals, Madam Speaker, as well as the Nursing Academy. Healthcare centers had extended opening hours. A doctor is the product of family, is the product of teaching, is the product of dedication to learning, Madam Speaker. But they need support from the government. Drugs, supplies, lab reagents, diagnostic equipment are all lacking. Doctors are unable to do the job that they wish to do.
Sicharan said, the Ministry of Health has built white elephants around the country, and doctors will stop from complaining about their jobs in the public health sector by non-disclosure agreement, plus fear of job loss. Now listen to this.
Madam Speaker, this Minister of Health has built white elephants around this country. The Arima Hospital at $1.6 billion. The Point Fortin Hospital at $1.3 billion. The Sandy Grande Hospital at $1.1 billion. And the central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital at an estimated $1.27 billion, Madam Speaker. And many doctors cannot complain about the issues that they face in the healthcare sector because they are bound by these non-disclosure agreements, Madam Speaker, and they cannot criticize what they face. They fear losing their jobs, they fear victimization, Madam Speaker, and they toil in despair.
So they are saying, is that true? Is that true, Dale Singh? Sicharan lamented that nurses were also on low wage and were only hired on contract and could not qualify for a mortgage or buy a car. Now listen to this.
what I would like to say that specialists do exist within our system, and many of our specialists have migrated to other countries, those that have specialized in the US and England. And similar to foreign investors, Madam Speaker, crime is a major factor in them returning to Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the poor working conditions in our hospitals, as well as political interference in doing their jobs. Madam Speaker, sadly, nurses' salaries are among the lowest in the public healthcare system. They are only given, in many cases, short-term contracts, and thus they cannot buy a house. In many cases, they cannot buy a car and provide for their families. And we have over 3,400 nurses living under these conditions. And Madam Speaker, the Minister of Health continues to deny that we are having an exodus of nurses in our healthcare system.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, according to the Nurses Association, Trinidad and Tobago is short of 3,799 nurses, with new hospital coming on stream. Look how much nurse Trinidad and Tobago is shortened off when some hospitals come on stream. Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association, ID Stewart, have stated that while there have been some improvement within the nursing profession, many are still dissatisfied with the pace at which nurses are being upgraded to permanent employees. Stewart said some regional health authorities have solidified their position of their nurses, but others are still employing nurses on contract. So you want to tell me, Mr. Dayal Singh, according to the Nurses Association in Trinidad and Tobago, we lacking almost 3,800 nurses. Nurses in special fields. But yet we want to bring in outsiders and give them a longer contract term than our nurses right here. Is that for real? Now I will tell you something. Doctors cannot protest, and I want to let you understand that doctors cannot protest. So no matter what is taking place in the hospital, the doctors cannot protest. How come? Why? Why, Dayal Singh? Why it is that the doctors cannot voice their opinion in Trinidad and Tobago when there is lack of medication in the hospital? Why can't they voice their opinion? Why can't they come out and speak? Because it will embarrass the ministry, or it will embarrass you as the health minister. Come, Dayal Singh, I'm waiting for you to say something, man. I'm waiting for you to keep our press conference. I'm waiting for you to keep our briefing. Because there were a time, not too long ago, nurses were migrating from Trinidad. You know why? You know why? The condition of which they were working under. Even doctors also. Even doctors. It's sad, you know. It's sad. So viewers, imagine this, Imagine this. We, as a third world country, we, as a country with 1.4 million people, we cannot have a proper service in our country. Now listen to this. We have the oil and gas sector. We had a refinery. We had sugarcane industry. We have a pitch lake. And you will tell me, a country with 1.4 million people, we cannot function properly? Oh, I didn't give all of this news. Guyana going to build their own sugar factory. Yes. They're going to build their own sugar factory. Imagine that, Imagine that. Their own sugar factory. And you know they have land in Guyana. So when they develop all those land into sugar cane, and this factory come on stream, and they decide to produce sugar, I am definitely sure they're going to be supplying the Caribbean with sugar. Definitely sure about that. So viewers, I must say a good night to you. But nevertheless, now tomorrow's Friday night. We're not going to have any size backyard cookout tomorrow. It's a Friday night. The crew taking a rest. So until we meet again, good night.